Hello, dear students. In this video, we're going to solve proportions. So let's say we have x over 6 equals 3. So how would you solve this equation? Well, the first thing you're going to do is, well, the only thing you're going to do is you want to get rid of that 6 on the bottom because we want to get x alone by itself. So what should you do to get rid of that 6? Pause the video and try to figure it out. If you said that we should multiply both sides by 6, you would be correct. So we would go 6 times x over 6 equals 3 times 6. Whatever you do to the left of the equation, you must do to the right. So the reason this works is because 6 times x is the same as 6 over 1 times x over 6. Sorry, 6 times x over 6 is the same as 6 over 1 times x divided by 6. And so you get 6x over 6. And that equals 3 times 6. And 6 over 6 times x is the same thing as, well, 3 times 6 is 18. And 6 over 6 is 1. 1 times x is x. X equals 18. So I wrote this out and it looks like many steps, but in reality, you would just go x over 6 equals 3. And then you would just multiply 6 times the left, 3 times 6. These cross cancel out. X equals 18. That's good enough if you know what you're doing. So let's do, now I'll give you another one and you try to tell me x over 5 equals to x over 5 equals 3. Pause the video and do this yourself. Okay, if you multiply both sides by 5, you'd be right. So the 5s cancel out, x equals 15. And the reason why it works out is because if you plug this back in, 15 over 5 does equal to 3, right? Just like when we plug this, our original equation back in here, we have 18 over 6, and that's going to equal to 3. Okay, on to a more complicated example. Let's clear out this page. And let's say they give us 5x plus 9 plus 9 divided by 2, and that's going to equal to 12. Okay, pause the video and try to figure out the first step. If you multiply both sides by 2, you're on the right track. So let's multiply both sides times 2. 2 times that, the left, and then 2 times the right. So these will cancel out, and we get 5x plus 9 is equal to 24. Now, what should you do next? Try to solve the rest of the equation. Pause the video. If you said you got to get the 5x by itself first, you're right. So you have to subtract 9 from both sides, and you'll get 5x is equal to 24 minus 9, which is going to be 15. And then you would solve for x. You would get the x by itself by dividing 5 on both sides. The 5s cancel out, and x is going to be 3. Okay. Third example. X over 4 equals 9 over 6. So what do you think you can do? There is a method. It's named after a very beautiful insect called the butterfly. So how could you use the butterfly method here? Pause the video and try to remember and solve this equation on your own if you can. Okay, if you decided to use the butterfly method, you would multiply these two. So it would be x times 6, and that would equal to you would multiply these two. So x times 6 is equal to 4 times 9. Well, x times 6 is just going to be 6x. We always put the number before the letter when we multiply them. And that's going to equal 4 times 9 is 36. Then we divide both sides by 6. These cancel out. X is equal to 6. Okay, for your final problem on this assignment, you're going to do let's see, which ones did we do already? Okay, for the final one, let's do 5 over x equals 20 over 8. 5 over x equals 20 over 8. Go ahead and try to solve for this on your own. Okay, if you used the butterfly method, you would multiply these two. 5 times 8, and that equals multiplying these two. 20 times x. 5 times 8 is 40. That equals 20x. And then divide both sides by 20. And you should get 2 is equal to x. All right. I hope this was helpful. And I'll see you in the next video.